All right, it's a fall day here on the Black River in northern Arkansas, where we are magnet fishing. We're right where an old ferry used to be. You can see the rock ledges all along this river for maybe a half a mile. It's a rock ledge like this. And there used to be a ferry that crossed from there over to here. And a lot of times people's wagons and automobiles and even the ferry itself would break, and the items would be lost down the river. And there are hundreds, maybe even thousands of items at the bottom of this river. You can see there in front of me how the rocks even protrude out. This was a busy section of the river for crossing as early as, I believe, 1800, 1805, and we're finding artifacts from that time period. The past couple of weeks we found wagon wheels, pitchforks, buttons, old wagon axles, just all types of items, cooking utensils. We found forks, spoons, knives, and these items are at the bottom of the river. So far today, we found an old gear, which we're not sure what it is yet, an old braking plow. Look at this. Another piece of iron, another item here, a piece of metal, and here's our bucket. A residue from the magnet when we pull it in. We hope you're enjoying this video. We keep our prop up out of the water, you can tell. And we have our life jackets. We are safety conscious. River can be dangerous. If you'll notice here right in front of me, we're drifting down the river at a pretty good little pace. And notice the rocks that are sticking out into the water. Yeah, you gotta be careful not to let your motor hit that or the boat. But anyway, we're excited to show you items that we're finding. Here, Dad's just pulled the magnet in. That's what he typically does. Puts the residue in the bucket, and we sift through that later. We found buttons, all kinds of items. The magnet's in the water again. When we have something, I'll be sure and show you. Shouldn't be long. All right, so we're probably 40, 50 yards down from the ferry. We've hooked something. Just a lot of residue. It's amazing just how much magnetic material is at the bottom of the river, and this magnet attracts it, and we put it into our residue bucket and sift through it later. There's some wire on there. Here goes our magnet man. All right, into the river. I tell you, for those who are thinking about trying this for yourself, I want to say, number one, be careful, because it can be dangerous in the middle of the river. Notice we have about 20 to 30 yards to the river this way, and then probably 20 to 30 yards this way, and the river's flowing pretty fast, and it can be dangerous. Sometimes we hang heavy items and it stops us in the middle of the river, and you have to be careful not to lift the water in the boat. But today's a Monday. It's a real good day to be out here. There's not any other boats in the river. Boat ramps not seeing any activity today other than us. There's not any activity out here in the river, so it's pretty safe for us to be out here. We're not stopping anybody else from doing their thing. A lot of people are out here actually trying to catch living fish, and that's not us. We do have our fishing license, but we're catching steel things, metal things off the river. That's what we enjoy doing. So I want you to keep watching this video. We're going to be hanging some other items in a minute. Oh, and by the way, some of you may be saying, what do you do with these items that you catch? These metal things that you pull out of the river? And that's a good question. What we've done here in the past couple of months, there's a state park that's right here by us, and they have a visitor center. And we're quite confident that all these items we found were a part of the settlers that were here over 200 years ago, and maybe not all these things, but a lot of these things. So we've donated everything that we have caught out of the river so far to the state park so they can put in their exhibits. And that's kind of a neat thing to do. All right, magnet back in the river. We're going to catch something big in a minute. Okay, just downriver from the ferry, and this is what happens sometimes. We have hung something big. Our magnet has attached to something big under the water. In fact, you see how the river's still flowing. We're stopped in the middle of the river here. So we're going to try to get this item into the boat. We don't know what it is. I'm probably going to have to help. It may have slipped off. That happens sometimes. Yep. whatever it was attached to, it slipped off, and you notice now we're floating again. So that's the price you pay sometimes. Sometimes the items in the river are so deep and so heavy that the magnet won't bring them up, and then we simply just pull right off of them. But I tell you what, we're sure having fun. Beautiful day on the Black River in North Arkansas, magnet fishing. Some of the items that we pull from the bottom of the Black River in North Arkansas today, having a pretty good day, and we'll be sure and show you the other items that we catch. We have pulled spoons, forks, knives, razors, wagon wheels, pitchforks, wagon wheel axles, and the reason we know these things are so old is because there's a state park here on the west side of the bank, and then there's just farming fields on the east side, and we're fishing, magnet fishing just downriver from where the ferry crossing used to be for this settlement, which was in 1815. Well, roughly 10 or 15 years, there were a lot of people here, but all the items that we're retrieving from the Black River with our magnet, we are donating to the state park. And we've talked to the park superintendent there of the state park, and he's also an archaeologist, and he told us that the utensils and the items we have are from that time period. So we know they're 200 years old, and we know there's a lot of items in this river right in this stretch that are 200 or plus years old. So we're absolutely loving what we're doing, and it's exciting. And you know, if we go regular fishing, sometimes we don't catch anything. But every day that we get to go magnet fishing, we always catch something. So we're excited to be able to show you what we catch. Stay tuned. Oh, we just hooked something big. All right. Getting ready to get it in the boat. Is it heavy? What's it going to be? You need some help? Wow, that is an old.
Look at that piece right there.
What is that? An old, some type of jack, some type of.
It is.
Some type of water hydrant.
Put that piece right there.
I don't know. Let me see if I can get the magnet off here. Be careful. There. What's that? What's the other piece on there?
That's just some farming.
My goodness. Oh. Oh.
Here's one of those shell pictures.
All right. Stay tuned. All right. We just took something else just down from the ferry on Black River. What do you got, Dad? Whoa. That's like an old pitchfork. Here. Looky here. Oh, wow. Oh, old pitchfork at the bottom of the river. Amazing. Old band. You know, people ask the question, how do these items get in the bottom of the river here? And that's a good question. I would say that a lot of the items we're pulling up are a couple hundred years old. You know, they were lost simply when wagons were trying to cross the river, got hung on the rocks, or maybe they tried to cross in the wintertime when it was icy and the ice broke. Found this piece a minute ago. Not sure what it's off of. It's like a wagon, maybe. We have found wagon tongues, you know, and also this part of the river could have flooded. There was a settlement right here on the west side of the bank, and the water could have went up there and in the settlement and just washed some of the buildings and the items into the river. All those things are possible. We thank you for watching our video, magnet fishing in the Black River in North Arkansas. If you like what you see, let us know. We'll be posting some more videos about some amazing items coming from the bottom of the river.